Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I want to, talk about how to stop gaming or how to quit gaming, it's the same. And I want to give you, a bit of a realization if you want to be successful or if you want to, have time for other things like studying, I don't know, making your own business, having time more for yourself. How this is actually limiting your mindset and how this is actually limiting your whole life. I prepared a presentation for this. Actually, I'm not even trolling. I made it very simple. I don't want to confuse you guys. I don't want to make any science of it. Okay, so guys, it's basically, as I said, this video goes over how to escape your gaming addiction, or I never wanted to say this to myself, that's why I have to say it here. It's basically an addiction, if you know, and why I even can say this is because I've done it myself. I was a hardcore gamer, playing Valorant, playing like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and all of those games, like League of Legends, and I basically know it for myself, and that's why I think I can help you quit it too, and to be more efficient with your time, and to invest it more into proper things like this to actually benefit from it. And yeah, this video will show you, first off, why gaming is so hard to quit, or was so hard to quit for me, from my own experience, and the neuroscience, I can't even speak it out, but of dopamine and relapse. It's basically just not, I'm not a freaking doctor, but it's just basic things about why this is bad for you. It's even, especially if you say something in the words of you want to quit, and you say you quit and then you don't do it, basically like betraying your own word, like not holding your own word or not being accountable for your own word. And then we're going to go over the psychology of broken self-trust and the fourth chapter. It's not a book, but it's a good presentation, definitely. And yeah, the exact system I used to escape this, for me, what I did to be more efficient with my time and to plan out my time more properly, and to be also more productive in my time. That's very important, because like if you say you work 8 hours a day, like how productive are you? So how much are you really working from this time? But obviously, the routine I will give you a kind of a routine or idea of a routine that rebuilds your focus and energy, and the books and habits that changed my life, in the sense of that changed my way of thinking, if I can say this. And yeah, this video was especially made for you because obviously you clicked on this video, you are struggling to quit. If you don't want to quit, you would have never clicked on this video in the first place. So yeah, again, I used to game 10 to 12 hours a day, and I lived the dopamine loop myself, and I know exactly how it feels like, because not being accountable to your own word every day, saying you're gonna quit but you didn't, or you don't. And yeah, I actually know this, because if you have like accounts worth like $5,000, or 5,000 euros, doesn't matter, like you invested everything into those games, and then you think you can't quit because obviously you have this much money in it, you don't want to quit. And that's actually a big thing that you will get later down to that, or back to that. But this is exactly what kind of thinking that will limit you to not quitting. And yeah, this is personal experience and not theory. Is, as I said, I just want to make it as clear as possible for you guys that I can help you with that, or that I can establish you in a better way, so that you can, you know, think much clearer, have a better, way more unclouded mind, that, you know, you can think way better to help you make these decisions in times where you feel like wanting to game again, or wanting to, you know, sell your time again. And yeah, so yeah, these are the exact points why I, you know, basically stopped gaming. Even, you know, like when I thought about it more deeply, is when, you know, when you think about what you could do and what you do, there's a big difference in the what if. And, you know, what's a bit scary for me always was, you know, when I always see these guys, you know, game like till their 30s or, you know, 40s even. And I think this is so crazy. If you're 30 and you are still gaming, I mean, like, if you want to, you want to, but if you really want to make something out of your life, you know, guys, you cannot game. I mean, if you're like, obviously if you're 10 and you don't like get everything in your freaking life, and you are still going in like vocabulary school, or I don't know how to say it in English, you know, in basic school, then, you know, it's normal to still do stupid stuff. But, you know, if you want to change, you know, you have to look at your future and have to make an analyzed decision based off that, what is the best for your current situation, or what will be the best for your future. You know, it's very important. And, you know, what also, most of you guys, your environment pulls you back. You know, you have all of your friends are starting to play or playing, you know, it's all of your friends are only playing, and they don't do anything else, just like you. And that's where you feel stuck in this loop, exactly. And that's where you just have to, you know, very easy said, you know, just stop playing with them. But how can I say this? You have to, you know, like, you have to make a decision. You have to make the decision to either leave them behind, or, you know, like, go with them. You know, you have to, I mean, there's always this saying, you know, if you're rich, obviously, you know, the table with full of people, you know, gets a lot smaller. And that saying has a meaning, because, you know, not everybody wants, you know, because obviously they want to spend time with you, but they don't want to, you know, spend efficient time with you. They don't want to, you know, see you win or see you do something with you, you know. And yeah, the next point is definitely growth become more exciting than escape. Is the basic principle of that is, you know, basically getting better was for me more exciting than even gaming itself. Because, you know, if you are like gaming for 7 years or something like this, you are, and every day, you know, it's at some point, you know, you are like, you ace this and you ace there in this game. I'm not saying like, then, oh my god, I was the best player to ever exist, but, you know, it's like, you kind of, even if you like, especially if you see like you cannot even make money off of it for playing, you know, it's like, why am I even playing this? And it's this cycle of realization that will, or that, you know, can I say this, that if you have it right now, it's good. But that's what I always had, which got me this, how can I say this feeling of just not wanting to play anymore, because it just put out the fun. I mean, with friends it was always, you know, that's where coming back to the second point, with friends it was always, you know, funny to just play. But then eventually, you know, you realize that it's like, that's not the point why you are living, you know, just like sitting in front of a computer the whole day and just playing video games. But yeah, let's go to the next chapter. I make this too much too long, because, you know, I was at it, so I have to, you know, give you like real examples that I really went through this, or, you know, not examples, but I have to clarify. your decisions, because obviously this is easy said, like start playing with your friends. That's obviously easy said, but you have to do this if you want to change. You have to do one of this. And now we are going to why gaming is so hard to quit. And obviously there's, everybody knows this, it's just a dopamine reward prediction, or that's why you want to play the next day and the next day and the next day, because your dopamine predicts the reward. And yeah, this obviously also reinforce the habit, or the habit of playing. And it's also, as the third point, is a identity reputation. So either because we will go to that later, but identity is very important. You have to, like guys, you have to really shape your identity to something. And the best thing you can do is, you can like search it up on YouTube, because as I said, I'm not like how can I say this, I'm not a expert at all of this. I'm just saying that's what I saw, and that's how I came out of it, and that's how I learned out of my mistakes basically. And yeah, identity is very important. If you want to shape your identity, if you don't know, I will explain it later, but if you already know, you have to write down your identity, and you have to set clear rules for yourself, where basically if you break those rules, you will kind of, how can I say this, you have to punish yourself, not like punching yourself in the head, but like, let's say as a punishment you have to do like an ice bath, or a cold ice bath, or a cold ice plunge, I don't know. And that's how you build your identity, because then you trust way more in yourself, because you know that these rules that you wrote down in the piece of paper, that obviously, well, in the best case you have every day in front of you when you wake up, or when you any situations, to just like stick it up here on your monitor, or just like have some notes open that says it, that you have to kind of punish yourself, that that it was a bad thing to do. And yeah, again, we will come back to this later, but this basically repeats the behaviors that creates a habit, and that's the reward, basically the certainty. And visible progress, obviously getting better is obviously always a dopamine factor. If you don't get better, your brain thinks, okay, I'm always staying at the same level, fuck this, I'm out. So, and yeah, obviously also the emotional escape is also definitely what a thing that counts to it. It's perfectly explained. It's when you're coming home from work, and you think this is hard, and you think that is hard, and you think why is my mom calling me, and like I have to help her, I don't know, like package out this stuff, or help her with the groceries. It's like, then you just kind of think of, yeah, it's my time to shut off my brain, and like gaming with my friends, have some fun time, yeah. But that's habit reinforcement, because that's repeating the cycle over and over and over again, because this basically certainty that the certainty that you get your comfort, or that you feel comfortable in this area, is this reinforces your habits just more. And yeah, it's that's very bad to do, guys. This is the last thing, this emotional escape. This is the hardest thing for most people to go over, or to ignore this fact. But that's the most important thing to like track, or how can I say this, like consciously, when you do this, think about it. That's very important. But let's go to the next slide, guys. I'm talking way too much. I'm thinking in the slides I'm like guys, I'm recording like 16 minutes. I wanted to do 15 minutes. I wanted to make a quick video, but I'm like going so out of context. It's crazy. Like this will be a freaking 30 minutes video. And I'm always, thinking hard out of my brain to give you the most out of each topic so that you can, actually apply it, because I saw a lot of videos, where they're just telling you, to stop playing with your friends and this and that, and it's way harder obviously in real life. You can't just say, like call your friend like this and just say, yeah, hey guys, do you want to play? Like group call, like, hey guys, do you want to play today? And you just say no and just hang up. Like that's not the reality, obviously. And that's where I want to go more in detail. So obviously, that's the most important thing, that you can actually quit from this video if you want to quit. And yeah, obviously, why the brain chooses familiar comfort is because it's familiar, safe, predictable, and emotionally easy. That's very obvious, and it uses this because it feels more safe. It's just the safest way for it to get what it wants, basically. It's just, I don't know how to describe it better even than that, if I'm gonna be honest. I can't say more. It's just, yeah, when I really think about it, what makes this process the best for the brain is obviously because there we come to the predictability, is that it's predictable, that you will get the dopamine reward, you will be safe, you will feel comfort, and your emotions are always obviously very strong. You have to control your emotions, and that's by that's just this short yes, I'm coming on them. And you always see this, or if you think about it back, if your friend has called you, sorry for English, if your friend has called you and he said something like, hey, are you down to game today, or are you down to be on at 8 p.m, you didn't say like, I mean, obviously if you don't have time, that's a different story, but if you had time and you think, how can I say this, if you think about it back, you didn't say like, I don't know if I want to, I don't know if that. Chances are that you just said yes without even thinking about it is like 80%. Not even trolling, because obviously there is a lot of emotion involved, and that's why the emotions tends to give the answer before even thinking about it, so that you can't make a logical decision based off it. That's kind of why it does it. But yeah, next slide is obviously why small broken rules matter. And yeah, it's again what I said, that counts as your identity, because if you wrote down like you want to achieve, I don't know, what is an example. Okay, so let's say you want to reach out, I don't know, like to 100 people today, to 100 peoples, or to 100 businesses, I'm guessing, if you want to reach out to something or to somebody. And let's say you did the 100, okay? Let's say you did the 100, and then you have another 1 hour to spare before you go to bed. Then you think, okay, I did everything I have to do today, and then I'm just gonna go play again and waste my 1 hour. And that's the most dangerous part about this, because then you're coming back to this cycle, when you don't know what to do, when you don't know, what to do or where to go to, it's then you always come back to this pattern. And the dangerous part about this pattern is, you're trying to escape when it gets not like difficult, but I'm trying to get a better word because I wrote difficult on, I see this, but it's, you know, you're going down this path again where you said you aren't going to do it, but you did it, and it's like the brain always feels not what you've done, but what what your mistake was. Let's think about it again. You often see this always for me, it's when I'm at work, when I make some mistake. I've never seen anybody, say, okay, you did it like 999 times good. It's like this one scenario where you did it wrong, and then he says, oh, you did it wrong. Okay, you wasted like thousands of dollars, and you're the worst person I've ever met, and you've done everything so bad and so as that everything is falling apart, and it's only because of you. And it's it's kind of the same principle that's aligned to that, but yeah, that's just wanting to make it a bit more clear than just when life gets difficult, I return to escape mode. And yeah, it's really your identity. You have to really be careful about that. And now we are coming to the next slide, and that's basically the fastest way to improve your energy. And I know this is not part of that right now, where we were right now, like 1 second ago, but this will make sense, trust me, because if you really want to better your energy levels and better your identity, what you want to do in a day, what you want to achieve in a day, you want to be more productive, this is the best thing you can do. Sleep and wake up at the same time every day. Doesn't even matter if it's weekends, because you can give it a little bit of tolerance, but like, don't say you are waking up at 5 a.m. under the week, and then you are waking up at like 2 p.m. at the weekend. That's not how that works. You have to be realistic. If you say you wake up at the weekend at like 8 a.m., that's fine, but you have to keep again your promise, because that's micro doses that shape your mindset and actually affect your identity in the sense of a negative way. You have to always be careful with your own word, because your own word is the strongest proof to yourself. Remember this. And yeah, obviously also this counts with sleeping, obviously, but yeah. And this is not like you must do this, but what I think you should do at this stage to get confidence, to build your identity, to be more disciplined. And yeah, it's after waking up during the day, and optional before sleep is kind of wrong. I've meant to say during the day is optional, but I wanted to say is that you should meditate every time when you wake up or when you go to sleep, because this really gives you a good feeling to relax, to get more comfortable, more actually relaxing, with your heartbeat, with everything, to get more aligned with a more calmer and relaxed lifestyle, or also from your feeling point actually. And yeah, this as typed out, it's build awareness, it builds impulse control, it builds emotional regulation, and it builds also delayed reaction to urges. That's not even trolling, that's literally scientifically proven. You can literally search it up. And yeah, it teaches your brain to craving without obeying it. So yeah, I don't even know a good example to that, if I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't even know one. I have to think about that 10 minutes. And if I'm gonna be honest, I don't have time right now, but like this recording is like 25 minutes. I want to go through it as fast as possible for you to don't like talk like for 50 minutes some unnecessary stuff. But this is like actually the next very important rule. And what I want you guys to do is that for each day you read minimum 20 pages a day to get your brain not that foggy anymore, to be more, can say this, to see the world more clearly, to see your surrounding more clearly, to see, obviously also to get better knowledge, but to read helps like your talking, helps your English or your German. I don't know, like you obviously, I'm from German, so for me reading also helped me in my journey very much, in the sense of learning English, getting better, obviously, like getting more knowledge, but primarily it helped me very good with my English and talking English also, because obviously if you read, you don't like read in your mind. If you do this, that's very wrong. You always have to speak it out loud, because then the brain can take it in way better than if you just read it in your head. That's also like literally scientifically proven for that to work, and I infused it myself, and I think, in my opinion or in my experience, it's way better to do that than anything else. So yeah, and this should replace your stimulation, your escape, and obviously also your dopamine. And yeah, now we are going to get a bit in the books recommendations, and that I also have them like right here. And the first one is to just get a basic understanding of the financials, is definitely Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's this one. It's the German copy, so don't be like, the title is the same, but it's just like what the captures, I don't know, the subtitles, there's just Germans, because yeah, as I said, I'm from German. I have a lot of books in English, but I don't know, can I say this? Where I bought this book, they didn't have it in English, so I kind of had to buy it in German. Yeah, and that's the story to this book. But it just teaches you basics of finances and simple lessons, basically, of the assets, that you can buy or that you can get. And I think for a beginner, this is perfect, this book. Not to get like a crazy routine or to get to know your psychology better. It's as I said, it's for finance. This book is, as a beginner, perfect to read it. And the next book is, I have it everything here, I have to grab it, is Atomic Habits. Yep, this is in English, and it's very good to build. Why do I always say build? But to build good habits that create identity and shape your long-term goals, and also obviously your long-term routines that you will want to stick to, and obviously also to have a more time efficient calendar or day. And the next one is, I've read this like 2 times and I think it's the best. It's Effortless from Craig McKeown. And this, if I have to explain this book, I would say it like, it shows you how you can make a task that is very like unfunny, if I can say it like this, like for example outreaching, more in a fun way. Let's say you outreach to like businesses, like this 100 businesses, okay? Let's say you must outreach to 100 businesses and you don't have any fun at it at all at the PC. And then let's just say, you do it at the pool with, I don't know, or at the, now let's say it at the pool. Then you do it at the pool, and you just do it in the pool where you have more fun with relaxed music in the background, maybe, to make the task more fun for you, and that long term creates again dopamine with this task, which builds the habit more into your system to really, you know, adapt to this system. And that's what's very good about this book, is that is exactly what it teaches. And yeah, it's a good book, very good book, if I'm gonna be honest. Atomic Habits is also like, as I said, very good, but Effortless is like shows you the way of how to like really build those habits, you know, like obviously Atomic Habits also shows you this, but this is like, as I said, you know, it shows you how to make the habits more fun to actually use it long term, you know, if you want to stick with things. And yeah, these are just mindset books, or like, how can I say it, also like spirituality books kind of. I mean, I've read this one, I'm not even trolling, this has like this has around 600 pages, not even trolling, you know, like this is, guys, this book, I'm not even trolling, if you want to be more in the, can I say, it's meditating space, or want to get more known to affirmations and everything, this is like, guys, this is the premium shit. I mean, I'm not like, this book is the first book you should read when you want to meditate. This is shows you everything, every last thing that you need to know, how meditating works, what to do, what to think, how it works, and everything. Like this is like 500 pages, guys. You will read this in like a month or something like this. But this book is the best spiritual book I've ever read. Again, I'm not getting money from recommending these books, okay? It's just what I think. And yeah, this is also a good book. This is The Millionaire Master Plan. And I think this is, again, if you want to know my favorites, definitely this one. If you want to buy one, and this, but this one definitely, if you want to buy a book, this one would be very good to start from these mindset books, if I'm gonna be honest. And yeah, this is kind of a like, if can I say it, wasn't very helpful for me, if I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning. It's like later down the line more helpful, but this book, as I said, you know, I really can't stress it enough, you know, if you really want to know something about this book is like freaking Bible about this, okay? And yeah, I just thought about it. The Science of Getting Rich, I've also read this one. It's also a very good book, if I'm gonna be honest, you know, it has like 216 pages. And yeah, it's also a very good book to read. It's also kind of a, you know, like theoretical book with, it's like the same. It's these two books are very good. Especially in the beginning, these two books are very good to get a shape of on your mindset, to, you know, to have the right mindset, and to also have the right expectations, because expectations are very important. And you know, they show you how you can use your feelings, or you know, your meditating or your affirmations to better your surroundings, or to, you know, it's kind of weird to explain it, you know, you have to read it. It's like this book, it's next, right? No, it's not even that. I just thought about the Napoleon book, because this is also like a very good book. But yeah, it's this one, obviously, meditation. It's like really like a classic, you know, it just goes over his life and tells you a lot of his stories, and you know, how he thinks and everything about that. So very, very useful book. Can't tell you much about it because it's just like, you have to read it again. It's, you know, this is the book I'm reading right now, if I'm gonna be honest. Science of Self-Learning. What page am I? I'm at this page. And also, guys, if you read books, Also very important, always mark the things out that you find is important. I'm right now at page 63, like 200, but this is the book I'm reading right now. I think it's kind of good, actually. Yeah, kind of good. It's not bad. It just shows you how to be more efficient with your self-learning, to know that, you know, how you should take notes on subjects, or how you should read books even in the first place. So maybe this would be like actually a good start book, because this shows you how you get the most out of a book as humanly possible, you know. But I've eventually, you know, saw it like only a week ago, so I just bought it because, you know, I've heard some good things about it and the reviews and everything, and I thought it was not like a bad book to take. And yeah, I think it's decent. And yeah, the strategy books. Yeah, so now we have these books all stacked up here, and I always have to find. Okay, so this book is like literally, guys, if you need to read if I would only read like one book to sales, this would probably be it. This is a very crazy book, very crazy and good book. This book has nothing to do with manipulation. This just has, the principle of this book is basically, you know, it already says it, winning without intimidation. So the principle about this book is, if you want something, you have to give first to get something. That's the principle about this book, which I think is fair, and that's why I read it, and that's why I think it's the best book there is about sales. I mean, I've read like only like 3 books, if I'm gonna be honest, about sales, but it's definitely the best one I've read so far. And yeah, next one is, oh, no, sorry, I forgot. This one is the next one listed. It's, yeah, again, another classic. I think this is in German. Yeah, this is in German for me, but yeah, it's kind of, you know, like a dark book to read, if I'm gonna be honest. It's very much about the principles, how to get somebody's trust with manipulation. And yeah, it's, read it, but, you know, I don't say like be careful, but, you know, it's like, this is the completely opposite about this book. I think you must read it, because then you know the principles, you know how they work, but you don't have to actually use them, you know. It's just good to know the principles and all of that. And yeah, now it's this, The Art of War. Very good book, also very simple structured book, you know. I know there are very much variations to it, but it's very simple, you know, just the quotes and to the chapters, or I think this is a very good book to learn something from it very quick. I mean, this book like literally took me, I think a week, not even a week. I think like 5 days to read, because this has like only like 60 pages. And yeah, this just shows quotes about how he thinks about strategies, and how he thinks about, you know, when there's a good time to fight, obviously, you know, like strike to your enemy and all of that. And I think this could also be very good for business purposes, because it shows you when to, you know, like launch your products, launch your strategy, when to, you know, it's the right time to strike. Basically, he shows you how you can use timing to your advantage to be more efficient, or to, you know, be quicker with it, if I can say it like this. It's a bit difficult to say again, but next book is The Rebellion, and this book is also amazing. It's again more a spiritual book, and I've always, you know, just wrote it down back down here, because this is, if I'm going to be honest, this is more advanced book, because this is very hard to read, especially if you don't know anything. I've made the mistake, I've read this at the beginning, and yeah, you have to really, you know, read a bit more books before that, because this is like very advanced, especially if you don't know English very good. This is like very hard English, very hard English. this was very hard English. This was very challenging for me. And obviously, you know, this is not a strategy book, but it's, you know, also a good book. It's in German, but it's the Bible. It's also like a good book to learn from. Why am I mispronouncing my words right now so much? But yeah, this is also obviously a very good book to read if you haven't read the Bible, guys. I mean, yeah, just read it once, at least once. You don't have to read it twice, but it will definitely help you. And yeah, let's go to the next things. That this were just book recommendations to help you. Either, you know, like if you want to start reading, or if you want to, or if you, can I say this, you know, don't know what to read right now. That's my book recommendations. I have a lot more books back, you know, in my room, and yeah, I mean, I think these are the most important ones. And why is it cut off down there? The fuck? Okay, but it's, again, you know, replace gaming with better dopamine. What I mean with that is either, you know, like go to the gym, learn some business skill, make content creation, journal, read, walking without your phone. Very important, just because, you know, it gives you this, how can I say this, is, you know, if you have your phone always there, you know, it's always like, it's like limiting you. I don't know how to say this. It's, you always think you can just look at it, you know, you always think you can just look at your phone, but if you don't go with your phone, it's just like meditating. You have to, you know, you can think about your own. Okay, but my English is like very ass right now, bro. Like you can think about it more properly in your mind, you know, make better decisions, you know, have better mind, clearer mind. It's a lot of these things that come into this, you know. It sounds very dumb, you know, like walking without your phone. Like, this is the most stupid thing you've probably heard all of this day, or the whole day. And yeah, I think it's still a good one, you know. If you just jog without your phone, it's very good for your mental health. And here we have the, you know, like the anti-gaming routine that I've made for you. You don't have to take this as it is. You can amplify it. You can say, oh, Pascal, you know, like, it doesn't matter to me. I shit on your routine. I don't care. I just made a like brief overview for you guys to, you know, have some idea. And yeah, in the morning, you know, obviously, you know, wake up same time and 10 to 15 minutes meditation. You can do that even if you work. And yeah, I mean, obviously you can do that. You can do that at the weekends. You can do that during the week. And yeah, in the morning there's no phone, because this just raises your dopamine level to a normal level again, and just makes your focus even better. You know, this really helps you with your laser focus very, very hard. And obviously this is right now, you know, if you don't have to work, obviously then you have to work morning, you know, like 7 a.m. or something like this, you know. But in the morning, if you don't work, if you're like already established, or if you are like 15 and you are at home, I don't know, do your top 3 tasks definitely in the morning. Because you have the most amount of energy and focus in the morning. That's why you have to do the most important task in the morning. And during the day, you know, you have to do deep project work, basically, you know, like go to the gym. And very important, there's no random dopamine, in the sense of, you know, not like playing on a phone for like 20 minutes just for the sake of it, because you had fun for it. You know, that's not this, that's just this message. And in the evening, the 20 pages a day, you know, that you read, you can also do this in the morning or during the day, but I prefer, you know, evening. But I'm always, you know, switching up between morning and evening. I think during the day is a bit like weird, but I always switch up between evening and morning, and journal, obviously, journal your goals, journal your time with, I don't know, like Google Calendar or something like this. And very important, plan tomorrow. That's very important, because if you don't plan tomorrow, and then you're just gonna waste, like bunch of time, like planning out your day in the day where it's happening. So definitely plan always the day or the weekend even before it even happens. I always prepare the week on Sunday, always. Structure my whole week on Sunday. Look at my weekly goals, look at my daily, what I have to do on my daily, and yeah, just leave a bit of a, I personally leave a bit of a free time to just, if some certain events happen, I don't have to structure my whole day about it. So yeah, and yeah, obviously same sleep time. You have to go to bed at the same time, and yeah. The most important realization is obviously that the old identity, like I'm trying to quit or I'm wanting to quit, is now your new identity has to be I'm someone who builds real things, who has already quitted. You can't say I will quit, because I will is you're still living in the past where you game. That's the problem. You have to say I don't game. It's like a good example with this is, I'm just thinking about this, is when you give a non-smoker a cigarette, what is he gonna say? Obviously, sorry, I'm not smoking. Obviously, that's his response, that's obvious. But if you give it to a smoker, what is he gonna say? What is he gonna say? Obviously, thanks for the cigarette, or I'm not smoking right now. That's his response. Or I'm trying to quit smoking. That's his response, and that's why this is still in his identity, and that's the biggest problem out of all of it. And yeah, that's very much to it, with also a really good example, in my opinion, to get you more known to this principle. And yeah, like the real cost is definitely that the cost of gaming is never yours, or never the ours. I'm not even talking about it now. The game, guys, hello. I'm talking for like 15 minutes straight, so I'm not like. Okay, so again, just taking a good breath for me. Bro. Okay, so. The thing is that you always have to think is, the future that you didn't build, or the future version of you that you've never built, obviously, that's the real cost behind everything. Because let's say, you've played like, I've seen a lot of guys flex, like they've played like 20,000 hours of Counter-Strike, you have to think that's time that you've lost. If you make money out of it, then it's a different story. If you made like 1 cent off of it, it's like, then it's shit again. But if you've made like, I don't know, like much money out of it, then it's not like wasted time. But you have to realize that if you waste this time, your future self that you are imagining right now, that's not playing, that's not drinking alcohol, that's disciplined, that's training every day, that's meditating every day, that's holds his swords, that's showing up to calls, being consistent, that's all of these things. That version, you are killing that version with just wasting your time with gaming. That's the most important thing for you to know. And obviously the gain is you have also invested in yourself. You see that you grow, you see your future self, and you are realizing that this will eventually give you more back than it will cost you, if that makes sense. And yeah, you have to think about it, that obviously, and at the end of the video, this is very important for me, because I want to know your situation, obviously, because I've made this whole presentation for you. I think a good trade-off is at least, I mean, you obviously can just close the video right here and just shit on me, but I would be very thankful if you drop your answer in the comments of, what you're walking away from and what you're walking towards. What that means is, say what you're addicted to in gaming specifically, let's say like Valorant, then say what's holding you back right now, or holded you back right now. Again, remember, you are not gaming right now, or you are not gaming right now. You are not gaming, that's not your identity. So what's holded you back, and what's your plan? So what is your goal that you want to reach to? And these are the two things, you can make it very quick in one sentence. That's the two things I would be very glad for you, to just type it in. If you are serious about really committing to this, to quit gaming, to be a better man, to be a better woman, I don't know. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it, guys. Thank you guys for getting through me with this video. This was very hard to do, guys, like this. I think I literally, I will upload this literally with close to 0 cuts, and I've taken 52 minutes to freaking talk right now, guys. I've literally talked for 53 minutes straight, or 52 right now still, but this was crazy, this video, guys. This was really crazy. Okay, this is, I hope really this helped you. Okay, if you want another video on this topic, sorry, yeah, if you want to see other things, what I'm personally doing right now with my business, or with what I'm doing right now, or to, I don't know, show you my daily life, I don't know, you just write it in the comments. It's if I'm gonna be honest, I don't even have any content ideas right now. I just wanted to say suggestions, but suggestions is when I'm giving a suggestion. Why am I talking to you? Doesn't matter. Okay, but I hope really you learned something from it. If you have some questions about anything, always feel free to type it in the comments, and I'm glad to answer you and help you on your journey to become better. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know this was very hard to go through. This was very hard text, an hour out of your day like this gonna for this video. Obviously I'm thankful for you to watch this, because obviously you don't have to watch this. You can also just skip my video, and yeah, doesn't matter. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I have now said it the third time, the thank you for watching part, but I will see you in the next video again, and bye.